Richmond, in Richmond, and again, we could not be more thrilled that you're here with us. We're going to be packing the set and these weeks with the coolest people ever. Last week, of course, was our premiere episode, our style episode. And this week we're going to be talking about mind, body, and spirit, because that's essential to living, right? Of course it is. Well, before we go any further, I definitely want to introduce to you somebody that's very important that keeps this engine running. Come on up here. The lovely Christina Jake, our social media maven. Christina, tell everybody what to do.
I wanted to let you guys know we are on Twitter. You can be a part of tonight's antics. We're going to have live tweets, behind the scenes footage. You can send your comments, send your questions to @What'sTheTRBA and use the hashtag What'sTheTRBA.
All right.
You can also call in. The phone number is 804-915-5202. So call in with your questions, comments. We would love to hear from you. We really want you to be part of the show, Richmond.
That's right. Well, we're so happy you're here. Thank you. Isn't she marvelous? Christina Jake. Thank you so much. Well, once again, last week was our premiere episode, right? And it was about style. So this week, again, we're going to be talking about mind, body, and spirit. And before we go any further, once again, I want to introduce you to somebody else. The man who's making the tunes happen. True Blue. What's up, True Blue?
What's up, Malcolm?
How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good. Well, you know we're talking about mind, body, and spirit this week, right? So how do you keep your namaste together, bruh?
Personally, meditation, some exercise, definitely spinning on the turntables. So
okay.
That's how I keep myself balanced.
Okay. What kind of exercise do you do? Kung Fu?
No, not Kung Fu. But definitely, I'll hit the gym, do some weights and some running, some things like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And that's how he stays together to keep the music flowing as well as he does. So hands up for him. And also, another great person we want you to meet tonight is Mr. Kyle Williams. He's the number 4 rated bartender in the city of Richmond, but we think he's much better than that. Kyle, come on up.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey, man.
We're so happy you're here with us tonight.
Absolutely.
So, Kyle, tell us where you work.
I work at Lady Nolan's and F.W. Sullivan's in the van.
Yeah. So you are responsible for keeping a lot of people's mind, body, spirit a little bit askew, huh?
Yeah, I'm responsible for lots of libations going on. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to be making for us tonight?
Tonight, since we were talking about mind, body, and spirit, I wanted to do something a little healthier for everyone. So I just came up with it, called it the pomegranate lemon twist.
Ooh, tell us more.
It's a champagne-based cocktail with pomegranate juice, the superfruit antioxidant, can't go wrong there. A little touch of citrus vodka and a twist of lemon just to make it look pretty.
Nice. Well, I'm glad to know that while I'm sucking down vodka, I'm getting some antioxidants.
Hey, there you go.
So there we go.
Yeah.
Well, we're happy to have you here, and we'll see you in a few more minutes. Thanks for being here. So before we get really going, I know y'all want to know what's the tea in town, what's going on. So I figured we just talk a little bit. So first things first, I don't know if you heard about this, but Playboy magazine basically just said that UVA is the #1 party school in the country. To which I say, please, have you ever been to a VCU party? Come on. VCU parties make UVA parties look like Jefferson study groups. You know what I mean? And as a matter of fact, I was watching the news and they were trying to get comment from students about this, and the students wouldn't stop to talk because they were on the way to the party. Yeah, speaking of VCU, did you also hear that there was a bomb threat on campus on Monday? Can you believe? Yeah, actually, the VCU police said the threat was not credible, and so they sort of pretty much went back to hanging out in Monroe Park. And that's how you know that VCU is the better party school. The cops are like, bomb? What bomb? Please, let's go smoke pot and hang out in the park. Come on. Speaking of pot, you know that the local music star, humanitarian and all-around amazing person, Chris Brown, has been found, I guess, guilty of failing a drug test. He's on probation, sadly, for making it rain on Rihanna's forehead. Poor guy. And basically, he didn't pass a drug test. There was weed in his system. So he actually was able to get off and say that because he has a medical marijuana license, that it was okay, and the judge gave him a slap on the wrist. I don't know who does this guy PR, but I think it might be like Satan himself. Anyway, finally, in Richmond, there's a little bit of a dispute over how much money that the Redskins training camp is actually going to bring when they come to town next summer to train. And Mayor Jones has said something like $18 million would be the effect of the visitation and the additional income brought on by them coming to town, but that number's in dispute. Some people are saying it's only going to be like 1 million. And I say let's not forget the baby mama effect, because you know, with a team of athletes in town, that the sale of human hair, acrylic nails, weave glue, tight dresses, and high heels is going to go through the roof. And on top of that, supplies of Ciroc will vanish in the city, and there's likely to be a few DUIs going through the court system. So all of that is at least $2 million in additional tax revenue alone, right? Come on. Anyway, I've rambled on enough, so let's get started. One of our amazing people tonight, and in general in the city of Richmond, is a woman that I had the pleasure of meeting a week or so ago, and I'm just so in love with her, and her name is Denise Dolan. She's a spiritual healer. Denise, will you come on up? Thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part tonight. Please have a seat. So great to see you. So happy that you're here. So, would you like a beverage or some water or something?
Sure, water would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you, sir.
I'll take the strong one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To health.
I take life straight. So this is water.
Right, so Denise, tell us, how long have you been in Richmond and what do you do here?
I've been in Richmond for 6 years now.
Okay.
And I am a community builder.
Okay.
And I provide spiritual coaching, wellness coaching, and relationship coaching.
Interesting. How did you get into this?
Well, I did a major career shift and a major career change. I was actually the co-founder of a multinational consulting firm in the metro New York area.
Wow.
And I discovered an ancient healing practice called Jinshin Jitsu.
Okay.
And I saw what I used to call miracles, or a miracle. I saw healings take place that I didn't ever think could happen. And it cracked my mind open.
Wow.
And it was, it invited me to open my mind and my heart to new experiences that I had never had before.
Wow.
And it changed my life.
Wow. Well, what ways do you sort of help people in town locally open up their heart in a similar way?
Well, I provide individual coaching sessions.
Okay.
And what my passion is bringing people together through programs. And I have this lofty dream, Malcolm. I have this lofty dream that when we get people and community to a place of mutual understanding, not necessarily agreement, but providing programs and coaching that allows us to understand diverse perspectives, I think that provides a platform for trust building, and that platform then allows us to participate in a shared vision together. And I think that's why community initiatives fail, is because we don't have that level of trust and understanding. Interesting,
Very interesting points. So maybe if you could share with us some sort of fundamental ways that we can all sort of awaken our spiritual selves and be better people.
Well, I think one thing that I've learned is that when I've watched healings take place, I was so surprised by what I witnessed from this Jinshin Jitsu in the hospitals in New Jersey. I started studying different wisdom traditions from around the world, so different cultural, spiritual, religious traditions, philosophies, and scientific principles as well. And I've noticed there seems to be a common link to all dis-ease and disharmony, and it almost always comes back to relationship and either internal conflict or conflict with others. And I've noticed there's always that root. So what I prefer to share is I like to create safe gathering spaces for people to come together. And I think community is very important so we don't feel like we are alone and isolated, that we realize that almost everybody on the planet, no matter who we are, has the same desire to be seen, accepted, loved, appreciated.
And that, from what I understand, is a root of compassion.
It absolutely is the root of compassion, yes.
So what kind of well, I'd love to know, maybe if you could tell us quickly, what kind of things that you saw when you saw people being healed that opened your mind up so much?
This is an interesting story. I got dragged to this class experience of Jinshin Jitsu, which is an ancient Japanese healing art, and this is many years ago. And I was full of judgment when I walked in because I was still in my corporate life at the time. And there were 70 people in this class, and the class was being held in a local hospital. And the pediatric doctors came down and requested the instructor that she worked with a 4-year-old girl who was in a coma and was not expected to live more than 24 to 48 hours.
Wow.
And in all of my arrogance and judgment at that time, I thought, oh, brother, they are really taking this a bit seriously. And it was life-changing what happened. That was on a Friday night. Saturday afternoon during the class, our instructor worked with this girl, came back down and said, I don't think she's going to make it. Her energy is really blocked. So again, in my arrogance, I thought, well, of course she's going to say that because the girl is expected to die in 24 hours. And at 4 o'clock, the back door opened in the middle of the lecture, and we just heard this voice yell out that this girl had just come out of her coma. And something happened in my spirit and in my heart at that time. And that was the beginning of a new life. I made a career change. I started studying, and that was life-changing for me.
Wow, that's amazing. That really is amazing. What is some of the response that you've been getting from the community here in Richmond with some of the work you've been doing?
I love the community here. It's a great response. I work with a few different in a few different locations. So there's been a great response at the Wellness Village on Starling. That's out in the West End. And more recently, I'm working as a wellness and relationship coach with Elwood Thompson's and running programs in their community rooms. So I invite everybody to come out for that.
Sure.
And also, I'm working with River City Chiropractic and Wellness. And the response has been really favorable. I think what I'm finding is that people everywhere really want to connect with other people. And I'm finding that people want that deeper sense of community and to heal and to learn together.
That's amazing. And I love that you say that because it brings us to an excellent way to bring in our next guest.
Great.
If I can just stand up for a second, if you excuse me. I had the pleasure of seeing this gentleman's group out in the city. And basically it is a group that helps inner city children get acquainted with bicycling and all the benefits that it brings. So if we could come on, bring up Mr. Craig Dotson, please. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Come on up, man. Are you thirsty?
I'm not.
Okay.
but if I am, we got lots of...
Yeah. Well, we like to keep everything flowing here. So Craig, it's a pleasure to meet you. And as you might have heard, Denise was just sort of talking about bringing the community together. And if you would just tell everybody what your group does and how you bring the community together with your project.
Sure. Well, Richmond Cycling Corps, what we do is we basically look at it like a lock and key. So we use cycling as a key to basically unlock a lot of behavioral modification and sort of challenges that youth in public housing face.
What are some of those? Can you share with us that you've seen?
Sure. Well, some are pretty, are super. It's a full spectrum, but by and large, I mean, a lot of things that you see are some challenges with accountability, responsibility, and just ability to cope. A lot of coping issues.
Okay.
And so, first and foremost, I mean, those are the challenges that when you look at a lot of behavioral trends, those are the things that come up most and are sort of at the root.
Sure. How did you start this group? Can you tell us about how it began?
This is the right thing to do. You know, I like bikes. I've grown up with bikes, and I love cycling. It's been a part of my life.
How long ago was it that you began this?
I mean, I first started riding when I was like 4, and then from there, just kept getting into cycling and raced bikes, and ended up basically being a full-time bike racer, and then sort of sat back and figured it was, it was a pretty narcissistic endeavor, just being a bike racer, and decided to use cycling in a way to help others, sort of, in different ways, but in similar ways that it helped me.
In what ways did it help you?
I mean, it gave me something to identify and claim. I was a really poor high school student, and cycling really had this way of sort of just fixing things for me. And because of it, I ended up going to college, and then I kept following the bike, and ended up taking me to grad school, and it just kept sort of finding opportunities for me, and then helping me create opportunities.
Would you say, and I would definitely ask Denise for you to pipe in here, how do you think helping other people helped you? And Denise, would you say that is or maybe a selfish part of doing good things for other people is the way you feel after?
I think it's part of the giving and receiving that, when we can be of service to others and others are learning and others are benefiting, that we naturally benefit from it as well. That's my experience anyway. I don't know what yours is, Craig.
It's been a double-edged sword.
Really?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. The kids that we work with have really, really bad environments. And so it can sort of wear on your psyche.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, what we put out there and what a lot of people see are inner city kids on bikes. And what they don't see are the things that these kids come to us with when they're not going to social services or child protection, or they're coming to us with some very personal, some very serious issues. So when you're in that environment, when you're out there, we're out there all the time, and you just see things that, and you're involved with things that are, just sort of wear on you. So that's one edge of the sword. The other side of the sword is what motivates you to keep going, which is to get them out of that. And I think when I originally started it was a little bit selfish, but since then that's not what's motivating me. What's motivating me now is to be selfless and really just get these kids out of public housing and get them on the right path.
That's awesome. Denise, how would you say that being in a position to help other people, it sounds like Craig is saying, you start to take on some of the things that you see. How do we kind of armor ourselves against being hurt by helping other people?
Yeah, I provide conflict management and resolution programs and anti-bullying in Richmond City School, in the city schools. And initially it was really difficult. And the way I've come to look at it now is that any little seed that is planted of possibility, even if it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour, however long we're with a particular child, that there's some seed being planted. And even though I don't know when that will take root or what it looks like, that's how I comfort that part of myself now.
That's beautiful. Well, we are so thrilled that you're here, and we sadly are running out of time. But if you would just tell everybody where to find you and what ways they can sort of stay in touch and be connected with you. Both of you, please.
Starting here?
Yeah, starting with you.
You can find us richmondcyclingcorps.org. We also have Facebook. If you just Google Richmond Cycling Corps, there's a bunch of stuff that'll come up. You'll find us.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
You're doing good work.
Yeah, thanks.
And Denise, tell everybody where to find you.
Sure. It's Denise Dolan. That's D as in Delta, E-N-I-S-E, D as in Delta, O-L-A-N.com. DeniseDolan.com.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank you
pleased
for
that you're
having
here.
us. Thank you so much.
So now we're going to take a look at a video that our extraordinary team has put together. Jakrit, thank you, and let's roll the tape. we're back and looking a little bit disheveled, but that's all good. So Kyle, thanks for being here again, man.
Absolutely. Love
so
it.
one more time, tell everybody where to find you.
At Lady Nullins and FW Sullivan's on Main Street.
Now listen, how long have you been bartending in Richmond?
For the last 3.5 years now.
Do you love it?
Got to say I do. The people of Richmond are unbelievable.
Yeah, in what way? How so?
They're the funnest people I've ever met, and we're one of the only towns that does Sunday brunch quite the way we do.
Okay.
It's an excellent thing.
How's the brunch at Lady Rollins? Did I say it right? Sorry, Nollins.
Yeah. You gotta use the the Cajun twang there.
Yeah. How's the brunch over there?
But it's amazing. The andouille crepes, impeccable.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Again, we're talking about mind, body, and spirit tonight. What are your sort of top 3 tips to maintaining a healthy mind, body, and spirit, and especially when you're imbibing a little bit?
Everything in balance.
Okay.
Yeah. Balance would be my kind of thing to go to.
So does that mean if you see somebody having 7 drinks, you'll cut them off?
Well, it depends. It depends on the character. A lot of people can handle 7 drinks, fairly.
Fair enough. So anyway, everything in balance, and what else? You got 2 more.
Just have a good time.
Yeah.
Enjoy life, and just enjoy life a lot. Don't take things too seriously.
I hear you. Well, we appreciate you being here so much.
Absolutely.
One last time, tell everybody where to find you, and if you have an online tag you want to give.
You can find me at Lady Nollins and FW Sullivan's, and you can follow me on Twitter at Kyle High Club with a K.com.
That's it. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
So, we're going to keep rolling, but before we continue on, we want to introduce this amazing artwork that you see behind you and tell you a little bit about it. So we're going to ask up our friend, Mr. Noble Sedu. Did I say that right, Noble?
Siddha.
Sorry.
You're welcome. Good to see you,
Kyle. How are you doing,
awesome
man?
drinks. Yeah.
So, Noble, tell us about this artwork that you have here before us.
Well, this was drawn by all the kids in the community. We had a Shaka Bottom Jazz Fest this year.
You put that on, right?
Yeah, we did. Rudolph put it on. It's an annual event that runs in May, and we had the kids of the community kind of come together and paint this. It's always hard to find stuff for the kids to do while everybody else is enjoying the booze and the music.
How did they like doing it?
Everybody loved it. It turned out to be a great experiment, and we might as well start rolling with it and have a whole series going.
Yeah. How long did this take to do?
The whole day.
Oh, wow.
The whole festival.
How many kids would you say put their hands on this?
Well, let's count all the hands.
Yeah, but that's a lot of energy from a lot of kids in Richmond. How does it make you feel to know that you had your hand in something like this in Richmond?
Proud.
Go ahead, man.
Makes me feel good to be around.
Good for you. So, Noble, tell everybody again who put this on and where to find you and how you might get involved with more projects like
Well,
this.
this was from the Shaka Bottom Jazz Fest. You can check out more information about the Jazz Fest at shakojazfest.com. And Rudolph put it on, and thanks for having me on, Malcolm.
Of course.
You did a wonderful job.
Thank you, sir. My
Maybe
pleasure.
one of these soon.
Yes, go look that up.
Thanks.
So before we go any further, we are gonna have a little bit of a laugh break because there's nothing like laughing a little bit to do some mind, body, and spirit rejuvenation. So we're gonna take a little comedy break. Come on up, guys. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, I'm gonna let you take this away. Just take this mic.
Give me that mic.
Give you that mic.
Microphone. Nice.
And don't curse and have a good time.
I'll do all of that. Lavalier on my body, girl.
There you go. Put it on.
All right.
Take it away.
Hello. Hi.
Hey,
Hello. We're College for Bears. We're gonna do some comedy now.
I'm Steve. That's Josh.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
The cameraman talks on this show. Awesome.
Okay, I'm totally comfortable now.
Let's talk about movies, Steve.
Yeah, there's certain movies that you would just want to live in,
Like Indian in the Cupboard.
right?
Like the ability to put an action figure in a cupboard, close it, comes out a small man.
And maybe it just works that it goes just plastic to flesh. Like there's nothing else in between. So you put a plastic fork in, and it comes out a flesh fork.
Just the floppy, just
You can't use it.
or like my grandpa died and I shoved him in the cupboard and he just came out an action figure of my dead grandpa. Like, what if I lived in a We're Back a Dinosaur story or Dinosaur Tale? Not as a dinosaur, that'd be illogical, but as a person that gets to see a dinosaur in a parade.
Just like that's a dinosaur on the crosswalk.
Oh, and they're friendly. Huh. Plus a circus of fears. That's weird.
That is kind of odd.
I went to a Circus of Fears once. It was just my dad dressed as a clown.
I went to a Circus of Fears once. I tried to get a loan at a bank. Credit, y'all.
To the viewers at home, that's really weird because it's it's a bunch of disembodied laughing that starts slowly, like it's some sort of
This
Circus
room
of Fear.
is haunted where funny people used to be.
It's just like there's a little girl with really long hair over there, and then just like a spinning vortex of faces over there.
And they're all wearing clown noses and look like Carrot Top.
Ooh, What if Carrot Top was a serial killer? That would be...
Carrot Top was a movie you could live in.
Like, what if Carrot Top was a horror movie you could live in?
Well, yeah.
Like, you come in your grandfather's house, expecting to find your dead grandfather, and then it's just like a clock. It's like, this is my grandfather clock! Click, 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 and it's his face.
Yeah.
Like,
Or, let's see.
You have something?
Wait, no, I definitely have something. It's totally, there's a mirror joke in there. I don't have any.
A mirror joke?
Like,
you look in the mirror and it's Carrot
Top's face, and then you break it.
And then it's Carrot Top's actual face.
And he shatters. Yeah, exactly.
Carrot Top, what if he's so built he probably could shatter? Like if you would just like sledgehammer and just.
The viewers at home, please somebody try and suplex Carrot Top.
But it's a Russian doll situation. So
there's
inside
another
Carrot Top, there's another Carrot Top, and inside Carrot Top, there's another Carrot Top, and he never dies. He just gets smaller.
Smaller, and then you lose track of him.
You guys are funny. Listen, tell everybody what your names are and what you do and where they can find you.
My name is Josh Bluebaugh. He's Steve Howes. Together with the comedy group College for Bears, we're an improv comedy group, which is why this seemed so off the cuff.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you for being here. Where can people find you?
At Twitter at
Steve Howes, Josh Bluebaugh. We also have a Facebook page for
College for Bears.
Right on. Well, thank you, Bears, for being here. Okay, give it up for the Bears. Make me say it right.
College for
College
Bears.
for Bears.
Right, that's where you go to learn to be a big canine.
Yeah.
Right, because that's what bears are.
They are.
They're large dogs.
Right.
Science.
Thank you guys one more time for being here. Give it up for the College Bears. Thanks for being here again. So, listen, we've been talking about mind, body, and spirits tonight. So, it's only fitting that we bring to you some people who are really good at talking about the mind. So, our next guests are Deb Gribben and Dwayne Cabanis. Would you please welcome our Mensa guests? Come on up. Thank you for being here. Hey.
Nice to be here.
Hey guys, come on in. Have a seat. Make yourself comfortable. Thirsty?
Sure.
Yes. We love it when our guests are thirsty. And I could use a little bit more tea too, if you know what I'm saying. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So you guys are real life Mensa people. Now I can tell you, when I was maybe about 13, I figured out what Mensa was, and I looked at the questions. It was about the fourth question, and I realized there was no way I could answer this. So tell everybody what you do as individuals, and then tell us about Mensa.
Okay, well, both of us are fifth grade teachers in Henrico County.
Nice.
And we teach students who are gifted.
Oh, wow.
So that's what we do for our job.
Okay.
And we both belong to a local group called Mensa,
Yes.
which has a national organization. But there's a Richmond area Mensa, that's a social group for people in the area that
Cool.
have high IQs.
Cool. And so you teach fifth grade gifted children. I guess I could teach fifth grade gifted children because I probably know like way more than they do. But there's no way I could teach like 11th grade gifted children.
Show Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I have.
I'm not.
No. Are they really challenging the kids?
They can be very challenging. Kids can come up with things that you just don't expect,
Do you teach-
especially when you're working with that cluster kid.
Do you teach all subjects or?
I do. I teach what's called a self-contained classroom, so I teach
Okay.
everything: language arts, math, science, social studies.
Wow.
And Deb's teaching a little bit different model.
I teach reading, writing, and social studies.
Okay. Amazing.
We get to have a lot of fun with them because they're so looking for challenges all the time.
All right.
Tomorrow we're having the Greek Grammy Awards in our classroom. And
Oh.
so, we get to do fun things and take it a little bit farther with these kids. So
That's cool.
it's a great job.
That's cool. How did you get into teaching, both of you?
Oh, I've been teaching forever, I guess. My family, I'm from a family of teachers.
Okay.
Just always wanted to be. And just moved to Richmond area in 98.
Okay.
I'm a career switcher, actually, so I came a different route. I was an art major in college, originally thought I was going to go into graphic design, which somehow led to a career in retail sales, which drove me crazy.
Yeah.
And decided I didn't like that, so I went into teaching.
Okay.
And I tell people it only took me 36 years to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. But I love it. I've been teaching now for about 5 years, and it's been a real pleasure to be able to do that. You feel like you accomplish something at the end of the day.
Sure.
As opposed to so many other jobs I've tried.
Do you have advanced degrees, all of you? Beyond the sort of like a master's or?
I've got a master's.
Okay.
Master's in teaching.
I have one too, but I could never be a mentor.
Well, I have 4 children, and I had trouble finding time to go back to school. But I am going back to school now to get my master's in gifted, creative, and talent.
Good for you.
So
good for
finally, I feel like it's never too late to go back to school.
Yeah. I would love to.
Finally get it.
You can afford it. So yeah, let's get to the meat. So how do you figure out that you are in Mensa? Like, what's the test like, and what's life like? Because you're literally a genius, aren't you? Is that true?
Well, they say if you have an IQ of 130 or higher, that's considered genius IQ, and that's what's required to join Mensa.
Okay.
Now, my wife watching at home will say, no, he's no genius, there's no way. But I was identified gifted as a child myself, as a student, which is one of the reasons I love working with them, because I sort of know how they think.
Okay.
And when you're taking the tests to get into Mensa, it's really, a lot of it has to do with just the way you perceive things and the way you make connections.
Sure.
So I don't really like the word genius, because I think that I see people who are brilliantly gifted in so many different areas. Maybe they couldn't pass a test such as a Mensa test.
Amen.
But they're going to be much better at a lot of other things than I would ever be.
That's true. Do you know I got a 9-10? I'm not ashamed to say it. I got a 9-10 on my SATs. It was this hair of my skinny chin. And then I got a master's degree from Columbia. So hey, who knows?
There you go. Well, people ask me, because I do the testing in the area.
You do?
For people, for adults that want to know what their IQ is or if they're gifted. I do the testing for that.
Thank you, Kyle.
You're welcome.
Help yourselves, guys.
Thank you. And people will often say, how do I study for it? But it's not something you can study. It's a different kind of smart.
Right.
So it's not something you can study for. It's more of
Thank you, sir.
logic and kind of putting connections together that are outside the box.
So I see you brought something with you. Do you want to say what it is?
I did. It's actually great timing for you to invite us on the show, because October is Mind Challenge Month for Mensa, and we're actually advertising in the Richmond Times-Dispatch this week that for the first time that I know of that they're doing it, they're offering a 2-for-1 special for testing. It's usually $40 for the test.
Okay.
And this month, if 2 people come, it's $20 a piece.
Oh, okay. That would be a total waste of my $20. But whatever.
I think it's a great deal. I mean, this is fun. It's an hour and a half. It's a Saturday morning at Twin Hickory.
Oh, I'd probably be hungover, so it'd be a double waste of my time. No, so what's on the top? Yeah, go ahead.
So I wanted to just say, this is what they're promoting is, they're just saying, just say no with a play on words. And this is what's
IQ,
gonna,
just say no. That's clever.
Instead of
that's quite
high,
clever.
the IQ tonight. So that's what they're promoting this month. And anyone that's interested can just contact Mensa or look for the ad in the paper and come out to Twin Hickory Library October 13th, and I will test you.
Say it again so everybody can hear.
Okay, come out October 13th to the Twin Hickory Library at 9:30, and we are doing a test session for anyone interested in testing for Mensa.
Super.
And we'd love to see you.
Super. Now, when you took this test, was it intimidating when you first took it? Was it difficult? Is it scary for you when you took it?
Well, for me, it was a little. She actually tested me. The Mensa website is really great about providing you a practice test.
Okay.
So if you're not sure about it, if you're kind of nervous, you go to the website, you take the practice test, and it'll give you results and say you would expect to do fairly well on a live Mensa test, or you need some more practice, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And I scored well enough on the home test that I thought, I'm going to give this a shot. For me, it was more, let me just see if I can do this.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It'd be really cool if I could actually get into Mensa. And so I took the home test, did well, went and tested, and Deb was there and gave me the test. And that's where I found that we actually both worked for the county, so we were able to connect and kind of partner up with ideas for reaching the students that we work with too.
Nice.
So it's a great networking connection too.
I bet you meet some cool people. I have to know, now as somebody with a really advanced IQ, how do you feel in line at the grocery store and there's some moron holding up the line, paying with a check and can't find their checkbook? You know, they haven't thought this process out. Does it drive you insane to see let's say, dimmer people roaming among us in the streets?
It'd be hard for me to say because I've done so many stupid things in my life.
I was going to say, it's funny because the common sense has nothing to do with
Right.
IQ, and I at least get made fun of all the time by my family and friends for the silly things I do. So I would never judge somebody else based on what I saw.
I see.
It could very well be me.
In a similar way, when you in a room full of geniuses, is there somebody who's less geniusy and they are not as cool as everyone?
It's kind of weird. You'll have people sort of have their own little niche.
Is that a word?
They'll know everything there is to know about Star Trek or about the Pampered Chef and nothing about anything else. It's kind of interesting. You'll run into people who have such varied interests, and they're very intelligent people, but I guess just like anybody else who, I don't know, maybe isn't intelligent, I don't know. But people just have their own special interests, and that's what stands out more than anything else is the diversity of the special interests that people have.
Wow, it's so awesome. We're so happy you're here. So we're going to see you again in a few minutes,
Okay,
and we're going to have some fun with some personal trainers in a second.
Great, thank you very much.
The first personal trainer that we want to introduce you to is Mr. Antoine Francisco. He's a personal trainer and instructor with Boot Camp. So everybody, if you'll please welcome Mr. Antoine Francisco. Hey, how's it going, man? How you doing, man? Look at you all athletic looking. Have a seat. I guess.
Thank you, sir.
Are you thirsty?
I'll take some water.
We have tea. So how's it going, sir?
Everything's going well.
Trainer. Yeah. So tell everybody what you do.
I do personal training at a gym called Stride Club. Stride Club Personal Training Studios. We're located right off of Robinson and Cary.
Okay.
So right next to Acacia.
Okay.
A lot of people know where that's located.
So you're here training in the Richmond area. What are some of the challenges that you face as a trainer in this particular city? What's interesting or unique to Richmond being a trainer? Would you say?
Unique? Well, I read a recent...
Thanks, Kyle.
Vodka up.
Thank you, sir.
Pretty badass.
I recently read an article on Richmond being one of the cities that has the highest degree of obesity.
Okay.
So we're definitely not the healthiest city out there, and I just try to do my best to help out those who are ready to take that next step.
I see. Do people usually come to you when they want to lose 300 pounds or just 10? Or what kind of people do you see?
The majority of individuals that I help out, they're looking to look good for that next wedding. They've gained a few pounds during college.
Yeah.
They're entering the work life, post-college grads.
Okay.
They've got the sedentary lifestyles, so they tend to pick up a little bit of weight. Life gets really busy, you're on the go, and convenience is the big thing. So they grab that slice of pizza, they grab that donut in the morning. So we talk a lot about meal management, focus on cardio core, resistance training, a number of other things.
That's interesting you say to get ready for something, because I have this thing called the vanity workout. Like if I'm going to go somewhere and I want to look good in a t-shirt, I just do a couple push-ups, and then I just wait until later to really
Works for a little while.
Yeah, it's great. It's like an explainer. It's almost like you want something to just go, you're good to go, So, so how'd you end up here in Richmond?
I'm originally from Richmond.
Okay.
Born and raised Richmond, Virginia, right in the VCU area. I left Richmond for about 8 years, came on back, change of occupation.
Okay.
And I'm currently going to nursing school.
Okay.
Looking to continue on with the personal training for a while. I've been involved in the fitness industry for about 5 years now. Okay. And I love it. It's something that it went from a hobby or something I just simply enjoyed to do to where I'm at right now.
Why do you love it? What is that you love about fitness that keeps you going?
I think the similarities in all my jobs. I'm a helper. I like to help people. Okay. This is just an entirely different capacity where in a hospital where I've had some experience in ICU, I help those who are sick. Here I'm just helping people again, it's a different capacity. They're looking to lose weight, they're looking to feel better about themselves, improve their self-esteem. And it's exciting to see change within people.
Right on. Well, that sounds great. Well, since we're talking about change and fitness, we have another trainer. I don't know if you know her, but she's amazing. Her name's Stacy Young. Come on up, Stacy. I love this one. So happy to see you. I would offer you a drink, but it's naughty.
Naughty.
We have naughty drinks.
Well,
can
you make a protein shake?
I sure can.
I sure can.
but we can get you something if you're thirsty. Are you thirsty?
A protein shake. Look at there.
How did that happen? It's a miracle. Look at that.
See how talented he is?
So,
You didn't know that, did you?
So, Stacey, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you ended up becoming a trainer.
Well, I have a background in pharmaceuticals, and I saw legal pharmaceuticals. Is this my protein shake?
Protein shake. It's a
Terrific.
sexy looking protein shake.
That is beautiful. I've never had my protein shake on the rocks like that. Thank you.
Sorry, no, it's just delicious. Go on.
I have a background in pharmaceuticals, and there's so much emphasis put on treatment and not enough on prevention. So over the years, I've developed a passion for preventing ailments before they even pop up. It saves you a lot of money, hardship, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, Stacey, I don't know how much you want to get into this, but the word on the curb is that you may have trained with some people who might be kind of well known. Do you want to elaborate? I mean, you can stay coy if you like.
Well, I've had some celebrity type clients, but what I found is that they are no different from.
I was gonna say, are they like
no
us?
different from us. I mean, we all want to look good. The difference is they have to look good, or
right.
You know, they're in the public eye. So the consequences of not looking good are a little greater.
Yes, and we've heard about some of that, but we won't go into that now. So both of you have your sort of unique approaches to fitness. If you want to tell a little bit about how you do your program, and then maybe you can tell about how your approach is different, or what you do specifically.
I'm big on taking small steps.
Okay.
Not overwhelming the client.
Okay.
Or someone who's just, let's say someone who's never been active in their lives. They've never played sports. They've never stepped foot in the gym. I like to take it step by step. Every individual is different. Too much at once can be overwhelming, in my opinion.
Okay.
You know, every trainer is a little different. But we start off from where they're capable of doing, you know, just low intensity, and we just gradually build up.
Okay. How about you, Stacey? What is your approach?
I agree with Antoine that depending on the client, you know, people are able to go at different paces. So I think a really good trainer can perceive what that client's ability is and kind of take them at their own pace.
What are some of the things that people sort of say to you when they starting out? Is ow, stop, I don't want to. How do you get people to, I mean, you're basically hired to be a meanie. Let's be real. You're hired to be mean. How do you get people to stay in this?
Yeah, I don't like whiners. Like, I have a really big problem with whiners.
Okay.
I really do. And
you lost a little light here.
yeah, but it's okay.
It's okay.
It's a nice little vibe.
I know. It's all these hot bodies in here. I'm trying to do something. So I ain't with all that. I'm just letting you know right now. Not on TV. Anyway, go on.
What was I saying?
Well,
you weren't listening.
I was listening.
What was I saying? What did I say?
About the difficulties. You don't like whining.
Oh, you were listening. Okay. No, I don't like whiners, complainers, or people that make excuses for not being able to do something.
Not having time.
How do you make time for fitness? I mean, we all live really busy lives. How am I supposed to? I mean, I'm up at 6 a.m, and it's a great day if I can squeeze in an hour. So how do you advise people?
Let me ask everyone this. How long does it take you to take a shower and brush your teeth?
10 minutes. I'm a guy, come on.
Both? I mean, I think there's a statistic you should brush for like 5 minutes or something.
Whoa,
I'm sure more like 15. Okay. Point being, you don't ever say, you know, it's really a busy day and I don't feel like it, and you don't go weeks without taking a shower or brushing. Any of you guys over there? Never. Do you go weeks without taking it? One? Yeah. There is one. But you get my point. You know, even though you don't feel like doing it, you make the time because you feel like you have to do it, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say that me, when I am consistently working out, I feel fantastic. So, yeah. Do you ever slack off? What do you do? What do you pick out? Do you have days where you don't feel like working out?
We had this conversation outside.
Uh-oh.
My trouble spot. Eating can be a difficulty. I love pizza. I love chocolate chip cookies. Those are they get me.
Okay.
So I try to keep them out of my house.
Sure.
The key to healthy eating, I think you need to just slowly start to replace bad foods with good foods or healthy foods. And I always tell my friends and family I'm not on a diet, I'm just eating healthy.
Okay.
I'm not restricting anything.
Really? So you have like pork rinds?
I may have one pork rind. Everything in moderation.
Okay. So you see, what about you in terms of diet? How do you sort of keep yourself on track?
Well, I always say you control food. Food does not control you.
Okay.
So I've found that if I have something to look forward to, then I am okay with not eating maybe the wrong thing today.
Okay.
So hypothetically, if I have a wedding on Saturday and I know I'll get a piece of cake, then, I'll figure, I'll save the calories for the wedding.
Okay, cool. Well, before we go any further, I want you guys to tell everybody where to find you real quick online and in real life. Tell everybody where
real
to find
life?
you.
Ladies first.
I live at. I'm on Facebook. Stacy Young Fitness on Facebook and Stays Young on Twitter. STASYOUNG.
Again, you can find me at Stride Club Studios. The owner there is Dustin Udowich, and I'd like to thank him for giving me this opportunity. You can find me at Antoine Francisco. That's my Facebook page. My Twitter's AFK Fitness.
Cool. Well, we're glad you're here. So now, go
and I forgot the most important. My website is StacyYoungFitness.com. That should have been the first thing I said. Sorry. StacyYoungFitness.com.
Well, speaking of, it's so funny that you mentioned forgetting things because we're going to play with your mind a little bit. And now we're going to have Deb and Dwayne come back, and we are going to have a little fun on TV.
That's okay. We can rip
so how's about
we
have a little trivia moment? How's that?
Let's go.
So I have compiled a little quiz here. Now, how do you want to do this? Do you want to be trainers versus Mentor or 1-on-1?
Oh, we probably need to be 1-on-1. Unless these are fitness questions.
I have a mixture of questions that are fitness, smarty, and really stupid. So,
What do you want to do?
how do you want to do this?
Well, I'm good with the
5 seconds. Okay.
We're already paired up.
You're already paired up. So here's your bell, and here we are. Let's roll through these. Okay. What is the longest muscle in the human body? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
Yeah, longest muscle in the body?
Quads.
Wrong. Sartorius. Okay, number 2. True or false? It appears that Kristen Stewart has moved back in with Robert Pattinson. True or false?
Could you repeat the question, please?
It appears
That Kristen Stewart has moved back in with Robert Pattinson. True or false? True.
true.
Yes! Mental misfigure you with that?
I still didn't hear the question.
sorry.
I'm kidding.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Okay, number 3. Which of the following objects is least like the others? Poem, novel, painting, statue, flower.
Flower.
That's 2 for Mensa!
I'm not hearing the question too well. Go ahead.
What is the longest bone in the human body? Yeah.
Femur.
Oh my God! All right.
I'm just along for the ride.
Do we get money?
Okay.
When he gets to the really stupid stuff.
Chapter 1 of the Tolstoy novel begins, everything was in confusion in the Oblonsky's house.
True.
True.
That's false.
I didn't get the bell.
Erica Renner is right. Okay. The Chicago River flows out of this great lake.
Oh, that was an accident.
Oh my God! Lake Michigan. All right.
I feel so smart.
Can I get a new partner?
All right. Finish these lines from a famous rap song. Shimmy, shimmy, ya.
Better not.
Shimmy yam. Shimmy yam.
Okay. All right. These are compounds that help protect cells from free radicals. Compounds that help protect cells from free radicals. Antioxidants. Okay. Listen closely. 4 years ago, Jane was twice as old as Sam.
Well, I'm sorry. 4 years ago.
Jane was twice as old as Sam.
Okay.
4 years from now, Sam will be 3/4 of Jane's age. How old is Jane now?
4 years old.
I'll say it again. 4 years ago, Jane was twice as old as Sam.
Twice as old as Sam.
I guess that's in a way correct.
It is right.
You get a point.
It's a crazy question. Moving on. 2 points.
2 points.
All right. Yeah, we'll give them a little bit of a leg up. All right. In utero means within the womb. This other phrase describes something that happens in glass.
In vitro.
Bam! Mensa for the win. Which of the former child stars appears to be having a complete mental breakdown? Hayden Panettiere, Amanda Bynes, or Lindsay Lohan?
Lindsay Lohan!
Oh, the answer to the question is both of them. Amanda Bynes and Lindsay Lohan having a breakdown this week.
Half a point.
I was coming in for reinforcement.
Oh, you're reinforcement?
I'm like a lifeline.
Okay. Do men or women have a higher core body temperature?
Women.
Women.
They win again. This is a training question. They're better with the body, everybody. Right. Okay, there are 1,200 elephants in a herd. Some are pink and green stripes, some are all pink, and some are all blue. 1/3 are pure pink. Is it true that 400 elephants are definitely blue?
False.
I'm going to go with false.
Yeah,
I'll concur.
Yeah.
That's right. Which carbohydrate is mainly found in fruits and honey? Which carbohydrate? Yeah, great. Good for you. This English singer and American actress famously named their first child after a fruit. Who are they?
Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin.
Bam! And the baby's name is Apple. Good one.
Like FCC on that
What word can mean endure, an animal, and carry? What word can mean endure, animal, and carry? Bear. Moving on. How do you drop a raw egg 6 feet without breaking it? How do you drop an egg 6 feet without breaking it? Yeah. Anybody?
I don't know.
Have 12 feet of free.
Close enough. Give her the point. Drop it 7 feet and then the 6 foot.
Yeah.
Still flying in there. Okay.
Very good.
About how much of the body is made up of muscle mass?
Depends on whose body.
Give her the point. It's 40%. Okay. Point Said in this African country was established when work on the Suez Canal began.
Egypt.
Very good. Where would you find the biceps femoris?
Leg. No. Sorry.
Oh.
Leg. She's right. Biceps
femoris.
I did say femoris.
Okay, all I heard was bicep.
Oh, you're both right. What the heck? All right. And the final question is, what singer known for her plastic surgery as much as her music is famous for saying it takes a lot of money to look this cheap? We had so much fun tonight. We want to take this time to thank everybody here. Thank our Mensa people, Deb and Mr. Cabinets. We want to thank Tony, Antoine, and Stacy and Kyle and our guests. Our staff members. Please come on up and show your faces tonight. Staff, everybody. Now's the time to show your faces. We're so happy you're here. Make sure you tune in every Thursday night to What's the Tea with Malcolm B. We do this every week. Next week we'll be talking about food and drink. Say hi, everybody. This is Jack and Jakri and Mecca and Noble and Vitali and Christina. We're a big happy family. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're so happy. Make sure everybody tell them where to find you really quickly before we sign off. One last time. Do you want to tell them where to find you?
nomensa.com or you can go to richmond.mensa.org.
There you go. Real quick, one last time, where to find you?
Stride Club Studios off of Robinson and Carey. Come check me out.
All right, final. Bring out our last guys.
StacyYoungFitness.com.
Well, that's a wrap. We want to thank you. We all going to get to the floor to hang out. Thanks for being here tonight. We love you. Let's dance. Break up the music, DJ. Woo!
Good job, y'all.
Like this.